Hey friends, it's Jennifer. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm back today with card 13 and I need some new cards. So I'm using this donut stick packaging that I have, and I'm just going to cut out some new cards to use. And my cards I cut to 2.5 by 3.5, and last time I used, I think, a cereal box. And this time I'm just using 7-Up packaging that I have, and I'm just cutting out the size that I need, and that will be what I'm using for this year. So I'm just showing you how I do that. You can really use any packaging that's a little more stable, like a cardboard that's a little stiffer. And so I'm just showing you here how I would cut mine out, and you can do it too. And so now I'm going to crop the corners, which I wish I hadn't have done at the time, but I was just mindlessly doing things. And so I'm going to use this green paper because this month is all green themed. And so I'm just going to use this paper, and I'm just going to glue it down. I just applied glue to the card, and I'm just going to attach it to the card, and I'm just going to put a little something on there to help it dry flat. And I used prompts, and this one is a tea bag and staples. Here's my tea bag and my stapler, and then I've got some other elements here that I'm going to use. I've got my heart already pre-cut out and some strips of green paper. And now I'm just going to trim off the excess of this card, and this is where I wish I hadn't have cropped the edges before that, because I don't know, it just seems like a lot of work to have to trim around the edges, even though it's not. But anyway, the prompts are things that I just think of, and as I think of them, I put them on a piece of paper and drop them into a mason jar, and then I draw out a couple of prompts just to keep my things fresh every week, because I tend to want to do the same things all of the time. And so it's just to give me a little bit of a challenge. And so I'm starting with this green fabric here, and I'm just snipping the edges and tearing it down because I like a frayed look on my fabric. And so I'm just going through and measuring this little piece down, and then I'm going to glue it down to the card. And so I just go through a process of just trying to figure out where I want things. I know everybody else does it too, but here I am just deciding what I want where and how I'm trying to figure out how it's going to go on the card. So it's here where I'm thinking I will put the stamp, the alphabet stamp, and use some ink, and I'm going to stamp out the word card and then the number 13 on this piece of paper. And I'm just going to spray this with like a workable fixative just to keep the ink from bleeding. I'm not sure why I did it this time. It's usually out of habit, but I did it anyway because it wasn't waterproof ink. So now I'm just attaching this to the card with some glue. And then I'm just going to attach this other little piece with some glue. Now I'm just going to attach this piece of fabric with glue as well. And so now I've got my tea bag and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. So I'm just wrinkling it up a little bit, just trying to figure out which pieces I want to go where. And I'm just going to attach that with some glue. It will be pretty see-through, but still it's just kind of me placing it down here and then tearing pieces of it off just to place it onto the card. Now I'm just going to go ahead and attach my heart. I'm putting a heart on everything I do this year to remind me to love others, love myself, and love my work more. And so I'm just going to attach that with some glue. I had made this heart previously through some collage scraps. And so now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and sew around it. And you can't see it really well, but I sewed over the card 13 part, which you can still see through it, but I just wasn't even thinking. So now I'm going to take this piece of scrap green, like a seafoam green color, and I'm just going to stamp the number 13 on there. You can still see card 13, but I was afraid that over time you wouldn't be able to see that, so I just went ahead and added another 13 to this little green piece of paper, and I'm just going to glue it down into the corner here just so that I'll know which card it is. And now I'm going to add my staples. I'm just going to put a staple through the heart and that corner triangle piece. The staple isn't actually holding it on there, but the glue is, but I just added the staple. And now I'm just inking around the card. And here it is, card 13. I've got my tea bag and my staples. And I really hope that you enjoyed watching this card. And hopefully it'll give you some inspiration to do some altering of cards yourself. I'll see you the next time.